Hello and welcome back to The Rootrees Are Dead. Let's see where we're at here. What would be the next step here? Honestly, not really sure. I think I'm just gonna dive into the evidence again and see if something pops up. So, notable Rootrees still has 4 intuition. I can't remember what this was at before, but I suspect these numbers change as I discover stuff, right? So there's still stuff to get from this? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, I don't know. So should we focus on these? Yeah, we know Stephanie Jones here. She's also in this picture right here, right? Pregnant still. She's not mentioned. You know what? We could just search, right? Learn from an election result page that Stephanie Jones, a candidate for a city council, won her campaign on election day about a month ago. You find no mention of the Rootrees in any articles about her. Stephanie also has a very bare-bones website for her campaign. It is simply a picture of a campaign mailer, and underneath it says, "Be sure to read the full article in the Butler County Times." Full article. Did it mention an article in the mailer here? Yeah, I'm kind of looking for a date, because I'm assuming we need to... Oh wait, we can just search for keywords. I thought we needed an actual date, you know. But let's do that. Stephanie Jones. Here we go. Most recent mention of Stephanie Jones is a small report detailing the election result from last month's election. Stephanie apparently won her election. You also find the full version of the newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer, but most of it's unimportant. We do find the following. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones. Has lived in Butler County her whole life. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. Oh. So she's a distant cousin of the Rootrees. Her mother Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, often come out as opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Like my mother, I'm not a fighter. Okay, her mother is Caroline, a local artist. She has appeared in this paper before. Okay, hang on. Add a new page here. Okay, so what do we know? She's a politician. She had 2 moms, I guess. And one of them is called Caroline. Don't we have a Caroline somewhere already? Yeah, up here. So it would make sense for that name to come down. We have this here. Right? It would actually make sense for this to be Caroline. Or Stephanie, I mean. She grew up without a father, which I assume is one of these. So one of these is Caroline. You know what, let's just add Stephanie Landon. Yes. She's a politician. And I do believe that's her, right? What was this guy's name? Brian Jones. Jones Brian. Okay. And I assume this is him then. Well, I mean, this is optional anyway. Just because it's on the campaign mailer doesn't mean anything really. Could just be some campaign guy. Keep that for now. So where could we add Caroline? Was Caroline the new partner? Who is the mother here, the real mother? It might be Caroline. Though she's a distant cousin of the root, her mother Caroline come out of post. Okay, so I think the real mother is Caroline. Well, you know what, we can just search for her, right? What kind of Carolines do we have? Oh. We only have one Caroline. Well, let's search anyway. Might be too broad. Yeah. A lot of people named Caroline. Okay, well. We have Stephanie locked in here. I assume this is correct. Okay, well. Now what? Do we look into this branch over here then? Still don't know who this is. Caroline Morden. Search the periodicals. Aha. Oh, we printed. Found a cover story about local art installations, including one by Caroline Morden. There isn't much about Caroline as a person. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story, there is an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It is captioned Caroline standing next to her sculpture Atlantis Burden. This sculpture is one of many featured in her upcoming book Self-Portrait, Art and Beauty of Woman. According to a quote further down, Atlantis Burden is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision, whether women should be equals or something to protect. The image on the front has been added to your evidence. Okay, I'm starting to think that this is wrong, but I don't really see how the Morden name could come into play, because I assume this is a Roottree. I've even put unknown male here. Are there more Mordens? Yeah, I mean, it could be Gwendolyn, I guess. Do we put Gwendolyn here instead? Yeah, this didn't lock in, actually. I think this would have locked in when we completed all, like when we got 15 out of 18. If that was correct. I think that's how it works. Yeah, because this is locked in, but this hasn't, so. Let's put Gwendolyn there instead, and Caroline is one of these. She was an artist, doesn't matter because we can't add that anyway. No wait, this is actually, I'm I'm already confused. This is we're talking about Caroline now, not Gwendolyn. Okay, let's have a look at picture. Boom. Okay, I don't know if this is a bit meta gaming, but the fact that we can get a picture of her, and it doesn't seem like we can add a picture to any of these, kinda makes it seems like this has to be Caroline, doesn't it? I don't know, let's read. The image that accompanied a story about local art in the Butler County Times. It is captioned Caroline standing next to her sculpture. Oh, this is just the same. Can I take a picture of that? No. There's 8 intuition here. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. So there's not 8 clues here. That seems insane. I am gonna search for this book as well. Yeah, I might as well do that now, right? Do we know her last name? Caroline Morden. Yeah, of course it's Caroline Morden. What am I talking about? Dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Eloise. Dude, I've seen this name. Look at this. Wait, that's not how it showed up last time. It had a bunch of question marks instead of the last name. Why is it changed? But yeah, we don't have a last name for her for some reason. How did the original evidence look here? Where's the list of names? Yeah, here. That's where the question marks are. So Is that her kids? Because we know Stephanie is one kid. Does she even have more kids? Oh. Is Eloise one of the spouses? Okay, wait, let's add Caroline here. She is an artist. Cool. One of these might be Eloise, and one of them... Did we get another name? Oh shit. Anyway, mostly black and white pictures of Caroline's art. The centerpiece is a series of full-color nude self-portraits at different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. They definitely have not been added to your evidence. Ah, unlucky. In the intro, Caroline talks about influences. She was one of the youngest in her generation. And in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn... Sister Gwendolyn? Okay. So this is wrong too? Shit. Who the fuck is this then? Who are these people? Whatever. Cousin Bonnie. Does that even... I mean, she has a lot of cousins. Too broad. Gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. Especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson, who she calls completely bogus. Her brother-in-law. Oh yeah, the brother-in-law wouldn't be on the tree. Well, it would be one of the like spouses. The marriage led her to double down on her passions, art and the environment. Even married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was an overcorrection. She comes out strongly against the Roottree company's effect on the local environment. Ruse how she was not able to convince her father Zach to make changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments in her life, all negative. And the only good thing he ever gave her was a daughter. Leaving them all behind for good has pushed her to pursue her true loves, art and beauty of women. Okay. Well, there we go. So this is Mark. And this has to be Eloise then. Makes sense to me. Of course, doesn't matter for locking in stuff. But we have 2 out of 3. We could probably work on Gwendolyn more than here. Yeah, that seems to be a good next step, maybe. Do we know anything about her? Is she mentioned anywhere here? She is. But... are there any clues here? I need to start looking closer at these photos. Because remember Eli here? Kind of broke that wide open. Who's this kid? Wait a minute. Did she talk about how she was the youngest or something? She was one of the youngest in her generation. So... could that be Caroline? That doesn't really look like her. Anyway, we have... what, 3 women here that's unaccounted for? Right, well I should probably search for her. Gwendolyn Morden. Shit. Well, that kind of put an end to that, didn't it? Why does this have like 10? Why is this the most? Do I really have to read these lyrics? Yeah, there's nothing. Okay, well, where do we go from here then? I kind of want to figure out Lauren's brothers. We know one of them is Eli C. But whom? Wait, don't we have the picture of this guy? We sure do. Wait, can't we... wasn't he a pastor too? Preacher? Like, aren't we... like, this is his photo, right? But what is he? Like, he's here. Celebrate with your pastor Miracle III and his wife Nicole. Like, that's gotta be referring to this picture, right? Wife Nicole. Oh. Well, it says he's a pastor, but pastor is not a thing here. We only have preacher, and that doesn't lock in. You know what, let's just leave this here. Maybe one of these other ones are wrong. Even though I'm pretty sure they're not. Should we switch this picture to the one we're sure is her? Wait, did I not take a picture of the politics thing? Yeah, I did. Oh, I had the picture wrong, what? Okay, cool. And that should bring us some new evidence as well. And we got rid of a bunch of stuff here. Booyah. Phone?
So, you may have heard the news. Some of Carl's things have gone missing. That includes the pictures and mail I brought you earlier. I promise I didn't steal it, but I did borrow it. I'll return it once we're done. Let me deal with my family in the meantime. Oh, I guess that means I've officially confessed. I'm a Roottree.
Yeah, no shit.
I assure you I have a reasonable explanation for the secrecy. I'm about to do something big the family doesn't approve of. If you could just wait a little bit longer, I'll tell you more, in person. I'll return
15!
After 15 more blood relatives.
Jesus. So she's on here as well. Did she give me nothing? Oh my god, we got no new evidence. Unless, was there something in here? No. Well, shit. I would really like to get these top ones done. We have 2 out of 3. And it shouldn't be too hard to figure out, you'd think. We have Elias Jr. here. Wait, that means that this has to be a woman, doesn't it? Because Junior is only the firstborn son. Unless Elias is wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct because it was the whole Samantha thing. Okay, hang on. Let's have a look at the 5 pieces. Already have 2 of them locked in, of course. There's only 1 guy left. So that's gotta be him then. Yeah. That's him. Now we just need to get his occupation. Pretty sure I've searched for this guy before, but... Oh yeah. Nothing. Well, what about this Patricia here? Oh? Christian Steel was a steel company in Butler County. On a World War II history page, we find that it contributed to the war effort by creating parts for vehicles. After that went out of business. Christensen Steel and Patricia Christensen both are mentioned in a book review for Steamy Correspondence by Tina Angelina. This is a book of historical letters with an erotic twist. Each letter is accompanied by context from the book's author. A letter from the book has been added to your pages. Okay, getting somewhere. Steamy Correspondence. In 1934, someone who goes by Patch wrote a letter full of innuendo to an unknown gentleman who it is clear she had a romantic history with. Patch is thought by the book's author to have been Patricia Christensen, a daughter of the owner of Christensen Steel. Her nickname was Pat, and Sh were the first 2 letters of her last name. Patricia Christensen was known to appreciate wordplay like this. Patricia, who would have been in her mid-20s when the letter was written, was married to an older man of no notable status. This letter was most definitely not to him. There was also a few passages... Oh yeah, because it was the whole Samantha scandal, right? They weren't married and stuff. There's also a few passages after the steamy bits that mentioned a daughter, leading Tina Angelina to theorize that this letter was written to the father of a child she hid from society somewhere. Yeah, we already know about this. The letter ends on a mention of a twisted twin that seems to evoke imagery from classic literature. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How awful is it that such a beauty was ripped from his rightful fate, and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin? Does this have to do with the top secret thing? Your brother's twisted twin? There's no twins up here that I am aware of. What the hell is going on here? Left an outcast, forced to a life of labor under a wicked relative. It's like something from the start of a children's fable. Oh, are they talking about the farm guys? What was their name? Like E.C. Miller or something? He deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. I can't stand to be apart from you both. Someday I shall return to you, and I pray that he has not corrupted her to know his sins. I swear that on this joyous day, with all of the strength I can muster, I will fight for our child's freedom. Let us pray her fable has a happy ending. He has no theory for what the more cryptic parts of that could mean. Okay, I think this is some clue for this, but it doesn't help at all with this shit. Okay, so it might be a dead end then. I don't think I've looked up Angelica Morden yet, because that is confirmed to be Zachariah's sister. Wait, but this is a female? How many Mordens do we have left? Doesn't this have to be James then? If this is a Roottree, female Roottree, it's either her or her. Does it say their names here? Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo. Yeah, so Lauren and Angie wanted to be in the photo because they were about the same age as young Miracle here. So Angie was also a kid when this photo was taken, which makes sense. They posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Aunt Gwendolyn? Wait, how many Gwendolyns are there? Oh my god. Is this Gwendolyn Roottree? And then this girl got named Gwendolyn as well, because that's how they do it. That could make sense. Yeah, because Mr. Morden was not in this picture. He was just in like the second mock picture that never got taken. Makes sense to me. So Gwendolyn Roottree, do we make a search? Shit. Well, Angelica Morden, let's try that. What about James Morden? Nothing either. Seems to be a dead end. Yeah, I put this as unknown female, which makes sense. So this has to be female as well. So this all makes sense. We could see if we can try and find a photo for Clark. That's the only thing missing from him. So that would be Free Spirits. Yeah, there's just too many guys here. Could it be this guy? All I'm seeing is like his weird shirt with like stuff on it. Could that be a musician thing? Kind of a stretch. Wait, if he was a musician, then maybe we can search for him. Clark Rafferty. A few fan sites for the brand Jim and Diamond seems to mention that he used to make music with Clark Rafferty. Mention an album called These Times. Can I search for that? Oh shit. A band called C&J plus J&D. At least one single called These Times. Someone with the username XXX Diehard Dazzler XXX scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently this was Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed by Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister. That was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. Can't find anything else about Die Hard Dazzler, the band, or the single. So all that's left to do is add a scan to your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. Well, there we go. Not a fan of these pictures, can't see shit. Should help a bit at least. We have a blonde and a brunette. Now what was LaRue? Blonde. Could add that here. And that here. So which one is which here? Which one would be James? This guy has like a blonde beard. Could that be... Man. This guy doesn't have a beard at all. I mean, he could have shaved, I guess, but... This guy has like blonde eyebrows as well. Yeah, I don't know, this might be wrong. Might be wrong. But it's all we have. Did it say anything? These Times is an old single from folk group C&J and J&D. You have a scan of the album as well as a recording of the title track thanks to a collector, Jim and Roottree memorabilia. Website also listed the song as music lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottree, backup vocals by LaRue's. Oh, there's a sticker that says folk style songwriting. Magazine. Okay, we have something we can look up here. Lyrics contain no clues. Okay, Magazine. And we search for Clark Rafferty. Shit. Well, we could search for this, I guess. Or these times. Really? I mean, we could search for quote. Really? What? Do I just do MMM? What about Jim Roottree? Man, fuck this magazine. Okay, well, we have this guy locked in. Unless it's the wrong picture, of course. Seems like there should be a lot more to find here. Because of all of this down here. Like, he got a third wife as well. At some point. These are locked in, though. Which is good. What about Jane LaRue? Is that... Wait, did I spell that right? Yeah. There's actually stuff here. Jane DeVecchio is listed on a talent for hire site as a wedding singer. Way down in the credentials section of her biography, mentions she got a start as a young girl when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. Also mentioned to only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her. That any other inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. Wait, whoa, what the hell is this? The Lucky LaRues? I haven't seen this before. Wait, so that's not her real name then? LaRue? Wait, so their kid could actually be called... Is there a... Delvecchio in here? No. Well. Okay, let's search for the Lucky LaRues. The same comes up. Seems like a dead end. We do... This name's gotta be important somehow. What happens if we do this? Oh, we just come in here. Unfortunate. Dead end again. Do we just go back to reading Lauren's fucking things here? Yeah, here's this EC again. I think that's gotta be part of the top secret file. Here's this fucking MMM again. Peter Jano... Which... Could that be... Wait, it's the same fucking shirt, man. What is this? Seen this shit? Have I that added here? Look at this guy. He has the same shirt on. Well, got him out of the way. Is there anyone... Hang on, let me have a look at that picture again. So this guy's gone. There's only 2 guys? No, there's 3 guys left. Damn it. Dude, what the fuck is this MM... How is Jim Roottree not... Okay. What is this fucking magazine? It doesn't exist. Look. How is that not in here? When they have a sticker on the thing. Okay, here it literally says it's credited to Peter Janowicz. Who the hell is this guy then? Seemed to be a music critic. You find him mentioned on a fan website about a band unrelated to the Rootrees. He used to work for Modern Music Monthly before the magazine went under. Oh, that's the real name of MMM. Oh shit. Breakthrough? What was the thing we were searching for before? What was that other CD we got? These times? Here we go, dude. Section of the magazine called Skip It or Flip It has short, pithy blurbs about new records. An album called These Times is listed under Skip It column with the following. These Times, a new single from C&J plus J&D, Clark Rafferty, Jim Roottree, and the 2 of the LaRue sisters. Amateurs, folk style songwriting. This is nothing, man. Okay, what about this thing? Oh my god, that's a lot. A review and interview from 1979 titled A Reluctant Hitmaker. Jim goes into his first band. Till a few years ago, Diamond and I were in C&J plus J&D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. The result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters, so the 4 of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her younger sister, everything exploded. No more family band. Okay, well, makes sense so far. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music. But even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you'd hum a week later. I've been told rolling is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh. But I'm trying to make art. Don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. Most of the decade he was a mess. He's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes. And he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. It's also how my father was connected to Roottree. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player. But I was never interested. Just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Is that a Raffer Tunes? Wait, Clark did? So he wrote jingles for the Roottree companies. Search for this. Raffer Tunes. website about Raffertunes, Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. On it is an about page. You find a picture labeled the inspirations for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children. Oh? And then his wife was trying to get his youngest, Katrina, to calm down for the picture. He had the idea for the Roottree Super Bowl ad. Okay, we have a picture of Katrina. His youngest. Ah, shit. Well, let's have a look at the picture. Okay. Got another picture of Clark. Oh, we can't add more. That's unlucky. So who is this? Huh? Could that be this girl? So these... Who's this then? Wait a minute. This picture was this one, right? And we have their kids. So youngest to calm down. That's gotta be her. Okay. And her name is Katrina? Rafferty LaRue Katrina. Yeah. Student? Probably. Does that mean we have 2 out of 3 now? Probably. Who is this? Rafferty LaRue Jessica? No, wait, that's gotta be her then. Right? Also student? Please, lock in. Fuck. The name switched? No. What's wrong here? Is this picture wrong? Motherfucker. How is this not it then? Like, surely they can't be older than grade 12. How is this not right? Are these pictures actually swapped? That's... I feel like... No. What is wrong here? I mean, he kinda switched... Is he not a musician? Fuck. Musician. I mean, he turned to write jingles? Advertising? Advertising! Yeah! Well, there we go. Another 3. Locking in some photos as well. Booyah. Okay. What we should do every time something is locked in is have a look around and see if we have anything entered that didn't lock in, because that means that's wrong. Let's just have a look at all of the photos. Spouses' names. That locked in. Seems like we don't have anything wrong here, which is good. Okay, cool. I think this is where we're gonna leave it off for today. Man, we need 12 more for the next thing to happen. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.